So, you see, the thing with Bill Maher, man, is that he likes to be well tell the unapologetic truth. Sometimes he may say things just for shock value, say things that might just be stupid. Sometimes he actually does make some very good points, but because he's always a straight shooter. And the thing about this is that what he is saying, there is an element of it that is right, but there's an element of it that's actually very, very dangerous. So, first deal with the element that is right. 100% that there should be blame towards China because the Chinese government withheld information. Fact, the fact that whistleblowers existed, I, the doctors in Wuhan who tried to get the information out of the fact that they were called whistleblowers meant that the Wuhan government, linked to the Chinese government, were trying to suppress the information because they didn't want the world looking as if they could not handle this outbreak and it was getting out of control because if we had known earlier on, like late November, early December, there would be more travel bans, restricted movement, and we'd be able to have better combat this. But the world knew far too late because we did not know in time. So 100% you have to put that blame towards China. So calling it the Chinese virus, which it is, because you can say Spanish flu, Chinese virus. Yeah, it's right because it came from China, therefore Chinese virus. Spanish flu from Spain, Spanish flu. Simple as that. But this is where the danger lies. People are stupid. Most people are stupid. Especially racist people. Most racist people you find are actually very, very, very stupid, thick-headed people. They're dumber than most animals or creatures that you will see. So when you're dealing with stupid people, you have to treat them like 2-year-olds. You have to treat them like babies, and you have to communicate with them like babies. If you just say the Chinese virus, China, blame China, these stupid people who don't have any intelligence will say, "Oh, that means any Chinese person I see, I should be racist towards them, probably even beat them up and give them an extremely hard time." Even if this certain Chinese person had nothing to do with withholding this information. This Chinese person has acclimatized to your country and probably hasn't even been in China for the past decade or so. You know, or like what happened to my friend, person isn't even Chinese. But because Chinese people and South Koreans and Japanese look similar, people like what happened to my friend, they'd be like, who they were insulting him and saying, blah blah, look away you're brought. And my friend said, yo, shut up, bro, before I beat you up. I'm actually Japanese, not Chinese. And he actually had to apologize. So if you now just say Chinese flu, blame China, it will be very unfair by how these stupid, dumb people will start treating Chinese people. You have to be detailed in who you blame. You have to keep saying Chinese government, Chinese government, Chinese government, the government, the Chinese government, the Chinese government, and keep drilling that it's the government, it's the government. Let's bring the government to task. Let the government be much more transparent. The government, the government, the government. Because again, why should I be blamed as a Nigerian based on what the Nigerian government does? Why should a guy from why should a Swedish person be blamed for what the Swedish government does? The government doesn't represent me. I probably didn't even vote for the person in China. I probably voted for someone else. So even more so, you shouldn't even connect them with me because I didn't even vote for that certain person. So it is very important they put it so for Bill Maher. It is very dangerous you saying that, call it the Chinese virus, blame China and everything, because you're not actually putting the blame on the proper people, which is the government, not regular Chinese people who are completely innocent in this. And some of them have even suffered because of this. And because the worst thing about it, which also makes Bill mad, what you've done so stupid. If those Chinese doctors didn't pretty much risk their lives and kept pushing to get this information out, we would be an even worse situation now. Because we're Chinese doctors that somehow, somewhere were able to say, boom, let's come out there, and we're at the front line helping those guys in Wuhan who are suffering from this. Some of them actually died due to this and got the information out. So it's very important that that you are very detailed in the information that you put out there, and you don't give things a broad stroke. Because if you give things a broad stroke, people will disseminate that information and then utilize it in ways that are wrong and will attack people that shouldn't be attacked or abused or blamed for what has happened. So it's very careful about the information and the labels that you put out there.